Good morning from the heart of New York City. This is Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast dedicated to one thing to learn and apply to eat better daily. I'm your host, Angela Shurina from CreateYourself.today, your personal nutritionist, your personal health and wellness coach, your personal fat loss guru, and just someone with a lot of passion for healthy eating, healthy food, everything and anything we put on our plates, hopefully to feel better, look better, and perform better on all levels. And that's what we get if we eat the right kind of foods and avoid the wrong kind of foods. Today, guys, we are gonna continue our nutrition crash course, partly from what I'm learning or relearning from bodybuilding.com, partly from my own learnings, experience, other resources that I constantly researching and studying and on a lookout for, because guys, learning never stops. Our science, nutritional science, and all the science constantly coming up with new ideas, new theories, new hypotheses, new studies, and there is always something to learn, no matter what it is you're trying to master or learn more about. So today, again, as I said, we are going to continue crash course in nutrition, and we're going to talk about what are calories and what should you pay attention more then you pay attention to calories if you want to stay healthy, eat healthy, and look awesome and perform amazing. What are proteins and fats? Why do we need them? What are carbohydrates? What should you do? What should you cut when you cutting calories, trying to burn more fat, to lose weight? And also how much protein you actually need if you want to build muscles, especially on a keto and low carb diet. So first, what are calories? They say energy in, energy out, and you gotta eat less and exercise more to lose fat, to lose weight. But of course, also now we know that it's completely that it's really a tiny fraction of the whole picture, and weight loss and fat loss is more of a game of our hormones and what kind of hormonal environment we create in our body by our lifestyle and food choices. And calories probably is the least important thing you should pay attention to. So what is a calorie? A calorie is the amount of heat needed to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. This is the term from physics, and to determine the caloric value of different foods and substances, they used to burn them, and probably still do when they come up with new substance. So the food or the substance is burned in a special machine called bomb calorimeter, and the amount of heat that is and the amount of heat that is extracted from burning that particular substance is the amount of calories you get. These days, most of foods, though, they calculate the calorie number based on the ingredients provided, based on the ingredients and caloric value of those ingredients, based on database created by U.S. Department of Agriculture. So, for example, if somebody creates a product like, chocolate bar, then they just look up the ingredients for generic chocolate, maybe generic nuts, if they add any nuts, and here you go, your total value. But anyway, calories. So, do calories matter when it comes to weight loss and fat loss? Yes, they do, but other things matter more. Things that create certain, again, hormonal environment in your body and tell your body either to store fat or to burn fat. So, what matters more than the calories you consume for your fat loss and weight loss and health is whole foods over calories. So, the more you eat whole unprocessed foods, the leaner, the healthier you are. Portions over calories. So meaning, for example, if you're eating certain foods and you're not seeing the results when it comes to weight loss, fat loss, don't count the calories because calories from Skittles or calories from, let's say, salmon are not the same, or even from fruits if we compare different kinds of carbohydrates. So what you want to instead measure is eat healthy foods, eat whole foods, and then measure portions if you don't see much of a progress in your body composition. But then also you gotta make sure that you know what kind of macronutrients will create the body that you personally want and what works best for you when it comes to the amount of fats, carbohydrates, and proteins in your diet. Foods that promote stable and balanced blood sugar always are also more important than calories. So again, blood sugar control and foods that promote balanced blood sugar, much macronutrients, amounts of healthy proteins, fats, and carbohydrates in your diet matter more than calories. Whole foods versus processed foods matter more than calories. And then it's better to control your portions if you need to reduce the amount of food, not your calories, because calories is also a relative term. It's not, nobody can say how much energy exactly you extract from the food you eat. So this is the calorie. Then we have our macronutrients that give us calorie, right? Proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. And not all of nutrients are created equal, of course, for example. So let's take, let's say, proteins. Proteins are not only good for growing muscles, they also needed, they're the molecules that are involved in many reactions in our body, like when our immune system needs to create antibodies to protect us from something, we need different kind of proteins that our body creates from amino acids that we consume in our food. For blood clotting, we need proteins, certain proteins for hormone production, for nutrient transportation, for different chemical reactions that our body needs to do. And those proteins consist of amino acids, and 9 of them essential that our body cannot create out of anything, and we need to consume them regularly. Not eating enough protein is a really bad idea, because that will compromise all these functions that we just talked about, like muscle growth, immune system, blood clotting, hormone production, nutrient transportations, and so many others. Plus, protein, of course, boosts satiety. It gives you the most satiety and keeps you the least hungry compared to, for example, processed carbohydrates or any kind of carbohydrates, really. And then fats. We have essential fats. Fats are also needed in our body. Triglycerides, cholesterol, other essential fatty acids. Our body uses them for energy, to insulate and protect internal organs, but also fats act as messengers, helping proteins do their job. They also start different chemical reactions in our body, control growth, immune function, reproduction, and other aspects of our basic metabolism. So again, not getting enough fatty acids or fats in our diet and lowering it and being on a low-fat diet is also a very, very bad idea. Whereas, guys, when it comes to carbohydrates, the role of carbohydrates, there are no essential carbohydrates, first of all, and there were people like some indigenous tribe like Inuits or Eskimos who eat essentially their whole life almost none of the carbohydrates. There were expeditions to North Pole where people survived and thrived without no carbohydrates. You can there are people doing carnivore diet who eat essentially no carbohydrates and no plant foods. So there are no essential carbohydrates, and the only carbohydrate that they see a lot of benefits from, scientists, fiber. It seems really a good idea to feed some fiber to our gut bacteria, but is it essential? Is it vital for survival? Nobody really knows, even though for especially people who are on a diet that is not that healthy, eating more fiber helps to nourish gut bacteria, and we know that gut bacteria is involved in almost any reaction in our body, and it's healthy gut bacteria is vital and essential for our health. So fibers, especially with resistant starch, and we actually have an episode on resistant starch and different kind of fiber on Food School. So look for that if you're interested in different kind of fibers that heal and help to restore the health of your gut, support health of your gut. Anyway, that's the only really carbohydrate and that our body might need. And fiber actually doesn't even give you energy. It's only metabolized by your gut bacteria to create different metabolites in your body, vitamins and minerals and all of that. But again, nobody really knows for sure if even fiber is essential, and carbohydrates, other than that, they are not really needed in your body. They're not essential. Your body can make all the energy it needs from fats, and in fact your body can store almost unlimited amount of energy in fats, and only somewhere between 1,500 to 2,000 calories in carbohydrates, and you gotta constantly replenish them. Whereas fats, well, you can store fats to live months and months without food. So using fat for fuel, our body is good at that, and it's actually preferred storage material for energy. So what I'm trying to say here is, whenever you cutting your the amount of food you eat, it's not a good idea to cut proteins, because it's going to leave you hungry, plus your vital function will be compromised. It's not a good idea to get rid and not consume essential fats, especially fats that your brain needs for survival, like DHA, EPA, or omega-3 fatty acids, but also cholesterol that is essential, and fats is just essential for our well-being and our hormones and energy. So it's not a great idea to lower your fats either. So what you should lower when you're trying to cut down on the amount of foods, on your calories, you should lower your carbohydrates, because they're just not essential. That's as simple as that. Plus, protein and fats keeps you much more satiated than carbohydrates do. So you have less cravings, you have less hunger, you are healthier, and that's how a lot of healthy and smart fitness professionals, fitness models, bodybuilders build their best physique when they're lean and shredded, but still have lots of energy to work out and are healthy. They cut their carbs, not their proteins and fats. That's a smart weight loss. And I guess the last thing I want to mention here today is I'm on a keto diet, right? I'm on a low carb diet. That's what from my experience, from all the studies, I know helps the most to lose fat, to lose weight, staying healthy. But a lot of you guys, me including, we want to also build muscles and stay lean, and the amount of protein matters if you want to stay the leanest self, especially also on low carb diet, on ketogenic diet. You cannot build muscle if that's your goal, if you want to stay lean, out of fats or carbohydrates or anything. You need to consume enough protein. And it seems from the recent studies that come out of the best nutritional laboratories that especially when we are on keto and low carbohydrate diet, if you want to build muscle and gain and have the leanest body, we need to consume 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. I'm going to put that in the show notes, by the way, so you don't have to remember the number. So 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. A couple of days, you might even go higher than that to really boost the muscle synthesis and build your lean body mass. Of course, that you gotta train for that first, but you also gotta make sure that nutritionally you satisfy your needs. So for example, for me, I'm 122 pounds of body weight, and I notice, and according to this formula, by the way, the amount of protein I should be consuming to build muscle is somewhere around 145 grams of protein per day. And actually, that's the number I came up through experience, trial and error by myself, building muscle, reducing fat at the same time. So that's the amount of protein I shoot for most of the days, except for one day when I fast. So 145, 150 grams of protein. I still consume enough fats, probably around 80 to 100 grams of fats, and carbohydrates are almost non-existent, come from leafy greens, from my salads. So not whenever I would fall short on the amount of protein I consume, first of all, I will see that my body will not stay as lean. Second thing, I will go hungry and crave things, anything, just more food. So you need to consume enough protein, and the amount of protein is not what RDA recommends to you, is not what a lot of longevity gurus recommend to you. No, if one of your primal goals is to build muscle, to stay the leanest, but also be on keto diet, also stay healthy. So the amount of protein you need is 0.8 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight, and the rest comes from mostly from fats, and that as simple as that. So hey guys, I hope you learned a lot of new things and useful things today. If you have any questions, always don't hesitate to shoot me email to angela@createyourself.today. I'll research the subject that is most interesting to you and you need to know more about to look better, feel better, and perform better on all levels. If you need any help with your meal plans, with your exercise and lifestyle plans to reach the goals that you want to reach, I'm available as a coach. I create custom meal, fitness, lifestyle plans, so that also you can shoot me email to angela@createyourself.today. And yeah, check out the show notes for the amount of protein you need to build muscle on keto, low carb. And have an awesome day. I love you all, guys. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you all. Share this episode with anyone who you think should hear that. And till next time, eat better daily.